Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming part 2. In my previous video, we discussed about Java, class, main method and print statement, difference between println and print, as well as comments and importance of the comments. And then today we're going to talk about variables and also the conditions. Now let's see, in variables, why we need to have a variable? What is a variable? Now, actually, variable is a temporary memory location. Till program execute, variable will store values in your main memory. And also, in variables, you have a different data types. For example, integer, float, double, string, char, and boolean. Now, when you come with the data types, if it's an integer, there's no decimal numbers. 1,000, 10,000, 5,000, 750, something like that. If it is a double, you have 1.0, 1.962, something like that. You have a decimal values. If it is a float also, you have a decimal values, but not like double. The length is different. Double having a high length than float. And when we consider about char, it is a single data type. That means single character. So A, B, X, M, something like that. String. String is a collection of characters. That means Priyanga, Sri Lanka, W, M, ABC, we can call as a string. Boolean. Boolean is only two stages we have, either true or false. Now let's see how to create a variable. When we create a variable, first of all you have to select proper data type. And then you should have a very meaningful variable name. And finally it should be end with semicolon. Now let's see. I want to store my name. So obviously you know that is a collection of characters. Therefore, I use string, student name and semicolon. But make sure you can't write like this because student and name you have a space gap. So you can't use spaces in your variable name. That is wrong. And then integer. I want to store my name. And that's also end with the semicolon. And then assign value into the variable. How are we going to assign values into the variable? String, student name, semicolon. This is variable declaration. And then I'm going to assign the value. Remember, you have to assign if it is a string within a double quotes. And also that should be end with the semicolon. And then I'm going to create a integer one. Int age. Age equal 13. And that's also end with semicolon. If it is the integer, float, double, make sure you are not putting any double quotes or single quotes. Fine. Now look at this. I have my class, that is a student, and I have a main method, public static void main. And then I'm creating a small variable, string, student name, and I'm assigning a value, Priyanga Sirivadan. And then I have a print statement. And then I'm accessing the student name variable. Fine. Now, after compilation, program will execute line by line like this. And here I am creating a string variable. So what happened? Once I execute this line in your main memory, it will create a memory space for your variable. And then when I come to the next line, it will initialize the variable and put the value into that memory space. You can see here I got a Priyanga Sirivadana. And then after that, when you come to the next line, it will access the value of the student name. Fine. Now see, it will access student name value, that is output as a Priyanga Sirivardhana. And then variable override. What do you mean by that? Now here I have again a class and the main method. And then after that, I'm declaring a variable name called student name. And then I'm assigning the value student name equal Priyanga Sirivardhana. And my second one, that's I just printed same as previous, but I did slight modification. You can see I have another one, that is earlier a student name equal Priyanga Sirivardhana. Again I put student name equal Gayan Sirivardhana. And then I execute line by line. And then here I am creating a memory space. You can see. And I execute next line. Initialize the value as Priyanga Sirivardhana. And that goes to this variable space. And I'm coming next line. What happened? Again initialize. And then it also goes to the same memory location. Now you can see previous value will be override by new value. And when I'm accessing the variable value, it will give the new value, not the old value. Look at this. It comes and it gives print out as Gayan Sirivardhana. Now look at this. Work with more than one variables. Look at this. I can in your program you might have many programs under the different data types. Here I have two variables. String first name, string last name. F name will represent first name and L name will represent last name. And then what happened? I create variables and then after that I initialize the values. First name is Priyanga and then second name is Sirivardhana. And then after that, so in the print statement, what is F name? Where is that? Yes, it will access that memory location. And what is last name? And it find the location. And then after that, we access the values, that is Priyanga and Sirivardhana. Priyanga Sirivardhana will give us an output. And this part is most important. Why? Because everything is under condition. Now, you can see if you want to get past the exam, you should take more than 50 marks, not only 50. Sometimes it's depend on your condition, right? Now let's see how we write like that. Now, according to this flow chart, your marks should be obviously more than 50 marks. Let's see. Now marks is 60 and I comes to the condition and condition will check whether it is greater than 50. Yes, 60 is obviously greater than 50 and condition is true. So I'm coming here and print the pass value. Yes. And then we got another example. Here, my marks is 40. My marks is 40. And I'm coming to the condition and then I'm checking the condition, that is false, because 40 is less than 50. So it comes this way and print the false. Now, how we can going to write this program? According to Java syntaxes. Right. Let's see. Here you have two parts. First one is true part. You can see in the yellow color, you can see if condition, that is true part. And then red color is false part. If the condition is true, it will go to the true part. If it is a false, it will come to the else part. Now, look at this. Here, I have a main method. I didn't write my entire program with the class. And here, marks is 80 and this is my if statement. You can see there are two parts. First one is if marks is 50, else part as well. You have two options. If it is more than 50, you will get pass. If not, you will get fail. Right. Let's see. Now, my marks is 80. Variable initialized as a 80. Now, I am coming to this stage. That is checking the condition. And then, yes, 80 is greater than 50. So, condition is true. Yes, I am coming inside to the true part and execute the system.out.println you pass. Then after execution, it will not goes to the else part. It will not goes to the else part. It will be come out of the if condition like this. Now, if the marks is 35, what will happen? Now I have a program. Now my marks is 35. Comes here and then 35 greater than 50. No, obviously 35 is less than 50. So that means you are fail. Then I'm not going to the true part. I will go to the else part. Yes, I come to the else part and then execute this. Yes, you fail. And then it's come out of the condition. Now that is single if else statement, right? Under the if else condition, you have two parts. If it is the satisfied part, that means condition is true. If not, it will goes to the else part. Now, look at this. In the if condition, you might have two conditions that join with and O. Let's look at this. Here, this part. You can see there is a two conditions. It's joined with and. It's joined with and. Two and signs are there. Now look at this. If the both conditions are true, it comes to true part. If, and then after that, it goes out. And then, if one or both are fail, then obviously it comes to the else part. If one or both conditions are fail, it comes to the else part. Now look at this. Here, you can see in my program, I have two marks. That is marks 1 and marks 2. Make sure something like in your one module, you have two components. So both components should take more than 50 marks. So marks 1 is 60, marks 2 is 70. Now let's see, I comes here and then comes here and then comes to the condition. But here you have two conditions. So first I'm checking first part. Now marks 1 is greater than 50. Yes, 60 is greater than 50. No problem about that. And then I comes to the next part. Marks 2 should be greater than 50. Yes, 70 is greater than 50 and condition is true. And yes, it comes to the true part and say system.out.println you pass exam. And then after that, it come out of the condition. Now let's see another example. Here, what happened? Marks 1 is 70 and marks 2 is 40. Fine. Now, first condition. 70 is greater than 50. Yes, that part is true. I agree. Now I'm coming here. Oh, 40 is less than 50. Now what happened? That is false. So, if it is both are true only, we come to the true part. Therefore, this goes to the else part. Yes, you fail. Right. Now you have another one. If, else if, else. Here, it is a combination of several conditions. If it is first one is false, then it will be check the second one. If the second one also false, to third one, and it comes to the till else. Now, look at this. Here, public static void main, and then I declare a variable as 60, marks is 60. And according to the program, if the marks is greater than 70, you have a first class. And if the marks is greater than 50, you are pass. If not, you are failed the exam. Now look at this. I comes here, now my marks is 60, and then I am checking. 60 is greater than 70. No, that is not. It's false. Then what happened? I come to the else if part, and then I'm checking. 60 is greater than 50. Yes, that is. Therefore, it will execute. You pass the exam, but you don't have a first class. And then after that, it comes end of if condition. Fine. Another example. Here, marks is 30. Yes. Now let's see what will happen. Start with here, and it comes to my variable declaration and initialization, and then here I'm checking the condition. 30 is greater than 70. No, false. 30 is less than 70. Therefore, I come to next stage. And here, else if part, here I'm checking 30 is greater than 50. That's also false. You know, 30 is less than 50. Now I am coming else part. So that will be short, right? You fail. Now, we discuss several examples about if else, and then how to join two conditions, and then as well as if, else if, else component, right? If you have any doubts, you can email me and clarify the doubts as well as. Don't forget to subscribe my video channel as well. Thank you. See you soon.